Hi guys, it's Funk here at Scale Street Garage. Today's video is the Lesney 5B, the little red bus. This one dates from between 1957 to 1960. This is a later Casino because it's got the rounded axles and not the crimped axles. Let's take it off the turntable and have a look. As you'll see, other than play wear, it's in pretty good condition. Nothing's broken, it's just lost lots of paint, and the axles are rusted up into the wheels. Taking it apart is quite easy. There's no rivets on this one to drill out. It's two little tiny lugs just by the back wheels. You have to lever the body out gently and then just pop the bottom off. Comes off quite easy. And there we go. No seats inside, no glass inside. Really early casting. Time to try and get the wheels off. This I'm just going to use a grinding bit on the rotary tool. These wheels don't actually turn on the axles. There's that much rust that it's actually swelled up and it's locked onto the actual plastic. So this is plan A. Try the usual way. See if we can get them off. They're not for moving at all though. The front and the back axle are just as bad as each other. Try and be careful here not to actually damage the wheels. I did actually catch it in a couple of places, unfortunately. Still not moving. Plan B. Let's use a screwdriver. And even that's not working. Not budging whatsoever. Trying to be as careful as I can because I don't actually want to crack these wheels because I know that they break pretty easily because of the age of them. They do turn brittle. Plan C, WD-40. Let's get some of that on them. Hopefully it will penetrate into the axles and into the wheels. Just trying to move them backwards and forwards, opposite directions to each other. Just try and get them to move on the axles, but it's a no-go. Nothing's no give there whatsoever. So now we'll resource down to plan D. Plenty of WD-40 and leave it for a while. Let it soak in. 30 minutes later, still no joy whatsoever. Solid as a rock still. No movement. It's beat me. Cut the buggers off. Back ones come off nice and easy. Plenty of room to get the cutters in there. Front one's a little bit more difficult because you can hardly get the cutters in. Not much space between the actual loops for the axles. Even once I'm through, still don't want to come out. Screwdriver. one side. It wobbles, and that's about it. And finally they're out. Now the wheels are off. It gives me a chance to take off the remainder of the paint. Not a lot left on here. I'm using a new product. Normally I use nitromorse. This stuff, this is from a place called Screwfix. It does what it says in the bottle. It gets it off. It just takes too long. I'm happy with the result, but it just takes a long time. Even though I give it a really good coating, it still took 45 minutes to get rid of the paint off this. Whereas the nitromorse would have done it in 2 minutes. So I will be looking for another product. If I can't find anything decent, then I'll just end up going back to nitromorse. All the body's in the paint stripper, soaking away. It's time to clean the wheels up. Managed to get the little bits of the axles out. It took a while, but we got there. Time to give these a nice good cleaning. They're a bit grotty. Loads of oil, loads of rust. Didn't help putting the WD-40 on. Best thing I found up to now for cleaning the wheels. Is the good old mother-in-law's toothbrush. She don't know how to use it. She still don't know. She mustn't watch the videos. But don't worry, I'll put it back later. She won't know. In fact, even the toothbrush isn't doing these wheels whatsoever. It's not getting them clean at all. End up using a rotary tool with a little nylon brush on it. I'll give this a try. Sorry about the camera angle there, guys. Just make sure it's down on number 1, nice and low speed. Don't cause any damage. And it cleaned it up absolutely brilliantly. Came out absolutely great. Lovely and clean, look at that. So continue that with the other 3, both sides. Body's all nice and clean now, all the paint's gone. Just give it a quick dry off. This casting is lovely. There's a few little dents and that in it, but it's what you're going to get with age, being thrown around the rooms and in the gardens and in the toy boxes. And yeah, I never looked after my toys as a kid. I'm sure many people didn't. Time to give it a quick spin with the rotary tool with my brush attachment. Instantly comes up sparkling like a brand new casting. Looks absolutely lovely, it does. I was amazed at how this shined. Look at that. A couple of seconds on that base plate, it's like a mirror. Same with the body. Quick zip over and look at that shine. Absolutely lovely. I was amazed, I really was. Now it's all sparkly clean with the wire brush attachment. Just give it a quick wash off with a bit of isopropyl alcohol, a bit of blue roll. Just prepare it before spraying. Next we're off to the spray booth. Always use a mask. Even with good ventilation, I still wear a mask. So my filter is vented to the outside of the property. It goes through this filter into the actual fan, and it goes down the ducting, up a wall, into another electric fan and outside the property. And I still wear a mask. Time to start laying down the red. I don't use any primer. Basically, Lesney never used any, so I'm not using any either. This paint goes on absolutely beautiful. Lovely warm weather we're having at the minute, so this dries really quickly. Doesn't take much more than a minute or so, and then it's pretty much dry. It's tack dry, so you can go over the top of it again. So rather than keep waiting, basically just got 2 coats and it was done. Now onto the body. Put the first coat. Just using Tamiya acrylics here. Mixed with isopropyl alcohol. I said before, I don't use the X20. I either use isopropyl alcohol or I use automotive thinners. As it's nice and warm, I'm just going to use isopropyl, and I've only reduced it by about 25%. There we go, that's the first coat gone. Literally a couple of minutes later, and we can go in for the top coat. Time to put the wheels back on. I'm using reclaimed axles here from another casting. It was no good, so I always keep the axles. Always come in handy. Using partially the Merti method there. I'm just doing it straight onto a vise. And now for the front wheels. As you'll see, gripping the axle there with a pair of pliers, just to stop it spinning. It's a lot easier with a bench drill because you can get the pressure on there. It's all done, all working nicely. Very nice new blade and a scalpel ready to cut the deck holes. So you get nice crisp lines. It's a sheet of decals that I printed off a little while ago. These are just the inkjet printed decals, and I haven't got a colour laser. So what you have to do is you print them, then you have to put a couple of coats of clear coat over the top just to seal the ink in there. Otherwise, when you put it in the water, it all just smudges everywhere and smears, and it goes bloody horrible. So I always make sure as I've done a good couple of coats of clear. Once it's dried, I then give it a nice even coat over the top, just to ensure. But you got to be a bit careful because sometimes you can put a little bit too much on, and like there where you see I put in the water and it curls up, sometimes it'll actually crack the decal itself if you put too much clear coat on there, so you got to be a little bit careful. The price of this water slide sheets have come down in price now, so it's quite cheap to make your own decals now. Whereas it used to be like £2 a sheet, you can now get several sheets for £5, so it's quite good. I just got a little bit of water on the brush and underneath, just so I can slide it upwards just a little bit, just to make sure it's nice and level. Time to put the wee little red bus back together. Like I say, no screws, no rivets, nice and easy. Literally just clips together. A quick recap of how it actually looked before I do the reveal. As I've got the decals on, I've just done some detailing with the silver. As you'll see, more or less all the paint had gone missing, all worn away. I've plenty of use this bus, and the axles are all seized up onto the wheels where the rust had expanded. A few little cobwebs inside. Let's have a look now how it actually looks after the restoration. There we go, guys. I absolutely love this. I think it looks absolutely smashing. It's going to look great with the rest of the collection. Let me know what you think, guys. Anything that you would have changed, not done like I've done, please let me know. Good or bad, always welcome. Anyway, thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe and share. Catch you soon. Bye.